What up? Welcome to the second episode. Are we officially episode 2 now? Can we
Episode 2.
Yeah,
episode 2? Officially episode 2, Rad Habits Podcast. I'm your host, Cam Gnarly. We got DC in the house. We got Kev in the house. We got Aaron Mays in the house. We got Vinny in the house. We got VL in the house. Jordan, Productive Culture. Shout out to Productive Culture. This whole podcast is powered, and empowered by Productive Culture. Couldn't have done it without them. And here we are again. How y'all feeling? What's going on?
Feel great.
Yeah?
It's been a good week, man.
Just going hard off that lemon pepper, you know what I
Yo,
mean?
I ain't gonna lie. I went and got lemon pepper wings that night.
It's only right. Like
I actually had some the day before.
For the brand, like why not? You know what I mean?
Yeah, so definitely safe to say we all had a good week. Listened to a bunch of new music. Drake, especially.
Hey, Drake is so calculated with his shit. He dropped the shit like right before All-Star Weekend. He knew niggas were gonna just be having a good time. Like,
he
I didn't even think about it till afterwards. Like, oh, that was well timed, bro. Because everybody was just listening to that shit like all week and all weekend, man.
Oh yeah, he's at the top of the playlist. Shout out to everybody who added the Rad Habits playlist. I went ahead and added it on Friday as soon as it dropped. So we will be updating that all the time with brand new music. But yeah, it's fire. So we might as well really get into that. Like, how'd y'all feel about it? The little three.
I think that was Drake's best verse on Lemon Pepper like in a long ass time. Maybe his best verse ever. I don't know because he was really trying to go in. It was like 4 minutes.
Yeah,
straight bars, and
I liked that part at the end. The section he did about pulling up in with the in the cars at his kid's school and shit like that.
For the parent teacher conference.
Yeah. Asking him like, "Do you know Beyonce?" He's like, of course I do. For sure. What else y'all add to your playlist? What did you guys add to your music in this past week? Did y'all check out that Anderson .Paak and Bruno Mars?
I did. It just we were talking about it last time. That's the kind of wave that I'm on right now anyway.
That 70s?
That 70s, that live instrumentation, that
heroin music, that cocaine music.
Yeah, you know what I mean? We're just fucking trying to party, son. But pretty much.
It did sound like it could have been on the Quaaludes in that time period.
Man.
Yeah.
I'm saying Anderson .Paak and Bruno Mars, not Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak, because I feel like he's leading the charge in that way.
He carried it? Do you think he carried it?
In my opinion, yes, because Anderson's on the drums and just like his vocals are a little bit more piercing to me. I was about to say Bobby Shmurda. Bruno Mars.
He plays instruments too, though. Bruno.
Yeah, he does. He does a whole lot. I'm just I'm an Anderson .Paak stan, so I've been listening to Anderson .Paak for like
standing that
for like
his story's pretty dope.
Yeah, he came out of Oxnard and got really popping in Los Angeles. I remember in like 2014, I heard him do that song "Drugs." And his vocals were like super like
raspy.
Yeah, raspy. He didn't even like how he sounds now, like super buttery smooth. Back then he was raspy
like
and auto-tuned out. Yeah. But he was going crazy and he was with Free Nationals back then. And
who's he signed to right now? I don't even know. Who does he like?
I think he's with Dr. Dre. He's over there, probably over there in Interscope or Aftermath. Because that
makes sense.
Yeah. You guys remember when the Compton movie
over there was success.
That's Anderson .Paak album.
Yeah, the Straight Outta Compton?
Yeah.
Or is it Straight Outta Compton?
Compton.
It's the Compton. It's the Compton.
It's
Dr. Dre Compton album. That was definitely an Anderson .Paak album. Like some of the best songs, his vocal inflections is what really carried that. Like a song on there called Animals. If you haven't heard it, check that out. That's a really, really good song. And it was happening around the time like 2015. That was like Mike Brown time, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, he always got some fire songs for that. Even the joint that he did when people were protesting over the summer, he had put out a song with J-Rock that was just fire. So I've been definitely listening to that Silk Sonic. That's been like one of my favorite releases.
How many tracks are on there?
It's right now. It's only the single.
It's a single.
It's a single, and
I thought it was the whole album. I haven't got a chance to listen to it.
You gotta hear it, man. That song's literally been. It's in my. I can hear it right now. That woo 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 woo. It's in my head. Like I can hear it right now. But
out one more time.
No, I can't. No, but woo woo woo. No, but it's only one single. I know. All I know about is Bootsy Collins is involved. So there's an intro song. And then it's like just Bootsy talking about, this group that they've created, this Silk Sonic. And then from there, you hear this brand new single. I was about to say leave the light on for you. I'm going to leave the door open for you. But yeah, it's a vibe. I probably won't never leave my door open for anybody, but I'll leave it unlocked.
I saw you tweet that. I was like, what's this thing?
That's what I was talking about. Oh, you saw that? That's what I was talking about. I was like, I ain't looking like a lick. I'm from San Bernardino. You're talking about leave the door open. Nah, I'll leave it unlocked for you, but you better not tell nobody it's unlocked. But yeah, I've been. Besides that, I was listening to the Blue Bucks Clan. They're from Los Angeles. They dropped a track with Lil Yachty. That's really fire. They're really like some of the main sounds coming out of the city.
Yeah. I haven't heard that song, but I heard the new Lil Yachty song with Kodak.
Oh yeah,
About
yeah.
it.
I like that song too.
I
That
was
was
messing
dope.
with
Yo,
that.
Yachty's been rapping a lot better lately, man. I don't know if people know.
He's
this,
getting.
but
I mean,
he's
you know,
rapping a lot better.
Like, yeah, Yachty always comes with something. Like for a while he was kind of hit or miss, but lately he has been coming like just hits only, really.
yeah. I mean, between "Pardon Me" with Future, that was a really good song in 2020, and
Right.
then the
Yeah.
what was that? Oprah's bank account with Drake. That was fire, and
yeah.
it seemed like he was about to be on a crazy run right before the world shut down. But I see him tapping in with like Detroit people. He did a song with that one fat dude who has that man, what's his name?
T Grizzly.
No, not T Grizzly.
But he does have a song with
the one who
Yeah.
man, what's his song? He has that flow kind of like that like a YNJ.
You know
That dude be
flow?
like, hold on, how you hella thick with no ass? You got to smooth back. You know, you seen that? You seen that,
I know
right?
what you mean.
So
Yeah.
there's this other artist. I don't want to say. I can't remember his name right now. It's like PDF, the fat man. We won't put a picture of him up. You'll see him. But he has a song. He has a song like he loves BBW girls and stuff like that. He really be spitting, and he works for the United States Postal Service. But he's really blown up. Like I see him on a lot of music publications like Say Cheese and other little spaces, TikTok spaces and stuff like that. But Yachty, he taps in with all these different artists, and it's dope to see that he's reaching.
You gotta spread your
reaching out.
wings, man. Some rappers like to stay local and just fuck with their local rappers. It was dope to see
Oh,
people
yeah.
fuck with different cities. And
Yeah, he can be a
Detroit's like
goat.
on the come up. They've been on the come up, but they're like have a lot of influence over a lot.
They're having a good
industry
year,
right now. Yeah,
especially.
for
I
sure.
mean, with Big Sean's album doing as well as it did, and and Deep Reverence video just dropped in this past week too. I don't know if you got a chance to check that out, but that video was hard. They pretty much like silhouetted photos of Nipsey throughout LA in these different spaces, and it was like Dom Kennedy and Big
Snoop.
Sean and stuff. Yeah, Snoop, Big Hit Boy. But yeah, it's dope seeing all these different people, expanding beyond the space that they started in. What about Baby Keem?
I haven't heard it yet.
Yeah.
What? You ain't heard of Baby Keem?
I'm lacking.
I played this. I've just been playing the Drake in my playlist. But
Yeah,
another
man.
song I've been on is the Young and May off the Yak.
Oh, was that fire?
Yeah.
She be rapping, bro.
Yeah,
She be rapping, bro.
I've never heard a bad verse from
She
her.
be rapping.
I was and then like after that I was like, man, I'm about to go actually like listen to her music, like, cause she just be getting off and she been getting off for years. Like I'm like, what is like the deal? Like
But it was one of the rundowns, like viral videos, all her viral shit that you see like on Facebook or Twitter, like bars. She has like a Pusha T verse.
yeah,
That's
I
why
think to
found her, too,
grinding
on Facebook. Yeah,
I think to grinding, she's fucking
Yeah.
killing that shit. I'm like, damn.
yeah, she be
She
rapping.
rap.
yeah, she
Like,
got
fuck.
bars for sure.
Yeah, she
Oh,
got
the
a little
fucking,
drill beat. She killed
Who's
it.
fucking the Alley Leakers? How they do that shit? Fucking the freestyle.
Oh, the freestyle.
Yeah,
she did one
yeah,
of those.
she fucking
Oh,
killed that
okay, yeah, I
shit.
gotta check that out.
Yeah,
I already know.
that's gonna be one of
I know
my
her pen. Her
songs
pen
for
is strong.
playlist.
I ain't got no doubt. Her pen is really strong. Have y'all got to tap in with the? I don't know. We got to talk about it on the last episode because we talked about the Black Messiah.
Mhm.
Judas and the Black Messiah. Did you guys listen to the Nipsey joint with Jay
Yeah,
Z?
with Jay-Z. Yeah,
How'd y'all like
shit's
that one?
fire.
That shit was dope.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
great,
heard it.
man.
Yeah, Jay Z is always great at positioning himself within
Always. He's an
amazing
opportunist.
moments.
Opportunist, man.
Yeah, he's an opportunist, black capitalist. There's a lot. I don't know, like how I herald Jay Z. Like he's really one of the best artists. He business wise, he's what all independent entrepreneurs would. I dream they could be. Marry
Yeah.
the top woman in the industry, create a brand for yourself, create a brand for your brothers, and then beyond that, what he did with Tidal. I've seen a lot of people going back and forth about like how they feel about him selling about like a third of Tidal
To
to
Twitter, to Jack from
Yeah,
Twitter,
yeah,
to
yeah.
Jack Dorsey. But well, supposedly he sold a majority stake. And
Yeah.
then, which
Yeah.
put him on the board of directors
for
for
Square.
Square.
And
Yeah,
that makes
for
sense.
Square.
That makes sense because especially if you think about what like Kanye was fighting for not too long ago when he couldn't get on the board at Gap and he wasn't on the board at Adidas. When you're at that level,
Kanye's too controversial, man. Everybody's like kind of walking on eggshells with him when it comes to bringing him into the company. Jay-Z, you know what to expect with Jay-Z. He's all business.
Jay-Z's about money. Yeah,
all business.
Yeah, he
structured.
stays out the
Yeah.
spotlight.
Yeah.
It's not he just moves like a businessman. Like
yeah.
he's not tweeting wild stuff for attention.
But isn't that the
Like,
point of business? He got entitled when it was unknown and young, and then to flip it when it's
Well,
at its
Jay-Z
peak?
started Tidal. That
Everything,
was
man.
him. He started Tidal with the intent to give artists
Yeah, it was to
a stake
benefit
in the
artists.
company.
It
So a
was to
lot of
benefit artists, yeah.
artists have I don't know if y'all remember the title commercial, and it was like all Madonna and Kanye and Nicki Minaj all sitting
I'm
around
sure
the
you
table
know
and stuff
that,
like that.
they get a bigger percentage compared
Oh
to
yeah, they
other
all
shit,
everybody got a little bit of
yeah,
money
like
off of that.
artists.
Everybody who had a stake in titles getting money off of that. Some people are upset
That whole
because it was a
deal,
black
though.
owned business, and now he's selling it to
Well,
a
because
white
he
dude.
also sold his liquor shit, the Ace of Spades, to the Hennessy.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Hennessy company. So
I forgot about that.
So
Yeah, I
that's
forgot
like
about
another
that play.
merger that he's a part of.
Yeah.
I
I
look
think
at-
it's really like about to be a billionaire pretty soon if he's not already.
Yeah, I look
you
at
know?
that as a play in general. Like, and Jay-Z's always been somebody who he makes those types of business moves. We can critique anything.
Well, go back to Rockaware. Like people
Yeah,
feel that he
yeah.
did Dame
Damn
dirty
Dirty, yeah.
because he sold that shit and gave Dame like a little cut. And
Or
then,
he offered Dame. He wanted to buy Rockaware from Dame and
Yeah.
gave it to him for like I think it was like $2 million or something like that. And then he ended up selling Rocka. After that, he sold Rockaware for like $24 million.
honestly, man, every time I think of
That's how the
Jay-Z, I
game
just think of Cameron in the beginning of his "You Gotta Love It" diss track. Or
Oh
just,
yeah, how you the king of New York?
You stole Kanye from Dame. You stole Rockaware from Dame.
I mean, that's what I mean. Money makes emotions tricky in that sense because Jay-Z is a money guy. So like his intent is money, and he probably looks around the room like, I thought we was all here to get money. But other people who, like Kanye is more of an emotion driven and artist driven person. He necessarily isn't trying to do everything for the money.
He's about the
a sense.
principle of it. He's
Yeah.
like the creation of
Yeah.
it and being in control of
Yeah.
like the actual product that's being released to the people. Jay's
Yeah.
just like, man, give me the best deal you can find, and we can talk.
But I feel like just going back to the What It Feel Like joint with Nipsey Hussle. I feel like Jay-Z has always been somebody who recognizes parts of himself in others, and he always goes out of his way to lift up those artists. Like he's a big fan of Nipsey.
He's been fucking with Nipsey though. Remember when Nipsey
Yeah.
was having the $100 albums or something?
Yeah, he bought
Yeah.
like 10,000.
Yeah, he bought like 1,000 of them
Yeah.
or something like that. So like he's been fucking with Nip.
Yeah.
So I fuck with
Yeah,
that.
true.
I fuck with that.
But also that Square deal, that thing is good for the artists though, because how Tidal has their whole little thing where they're gonna work in, because Square makes the whole the card readers and all that crap. Like they make all this stuff for business owners, people that own their own businesses. So they're gonna try to tie that into Tidal,
like currency devices.
Yeah, so that the artists can make more money off
stream?
off their streams, and just probably make it like a marketplace, maybe even too. Like
Yeah, I feel like you got to have faith. More than anything, I have faith in Jay-Z because I feel like over the last few years, or in a lot of ways,
bro, anyone that thinks that's a bad deal is tripping, bro. That's a good deal for everybody. Like for real, like Square is about to take over. Like anybody messing with Square, like, and that's good for artists. Like Tidal's been doing nothing but good for the artists. Like
they pay the artists the most.
Yeah, they pay the artists the most, and like they have like on there too. They have like everything from artists. They be having everything, like shit that Apple don't even be having. Like they be having the mixtapes on there and all types of stuff. Like like I think at the end of, like there's no way that's a bad deal.
I don't even have Tidal, so I can't critique the deal itself because I don't have Tidal, so I can't say like, oh, you sold it. I didn't even buy it, so I can't say it. But I feel like people, we all know this, like, and everything does low-key revert back to a Jay-Z line because most kings get their heads cut off. And once you do reach a certain tier, everything that you do is going to be under constant critique.
Scrutinized.
So, Jay-Z has done a lot of moves that publicly people have critiqued him for, even going back to the Colin Kaepernick thing with the NFL and
he did some type of deal with Roger Goodell from the NFL.
Yep.
And it was like in the midst of Colin Kaepernick having like beef where they were blackballing this nigga from even like playing. So that's why it was like everybody was like, well, what the fuck? Yeah.
It really depends on what position you're in from when your perspective on watching Jay-Z do a move. Like if you're on the more of emotional side and you see like, all right, well, I thought you were gonna go in here and get Cap his job back and but you just set up, a more incentivized thing as far as like Black Lives Matter and making sure that black players are taken care of. And he's like, Jay-Z was like, we over the kneel and shit. But he was but that's what I mean. That's his perspective. Like he's always on some
What's next?
It's bigger than this emotional stake that we have in the moment. You have to use the emotional stake to create a moment. And
I don't believe that. I don't think he's thinking bigger picture. I think he's trying to benefit himself. And I honestly don't have a problem with that.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's why I said I have faith, because I do believe that it is a little bit of a bigger picture because, have following Jay-Z's career for so long, I have been able to see the other side of the choice itself. Like when, first we're critiquing what he did when he left Rockefeller, but we can arguably say, Rock Nation is a much more well kept business than Rockefeller was when it was Dame and Biggs and Jay.
Well, everything he's done is everything he's joined has turned to gold.
Yeah,
When
so that's what I'm saying. I have faith.
Jam, like they were like doing really well. So, I mean,
I have faith in his moves.
I just feel like it's more self-serving, and I don't have a problem with that necessarily. I just feel like
No, I can understand people's perspective.
That's
of
always
feeling like
been
it's
what he's
self-serving.
about.
Yeah, and it's in his music. You can hear that same type of energy in his music.
Sure.
I mean, I feel like there was an interesting conversation when the song came out because the movie is about Fred Hampton, and the irony in that too. Jay-Z was born on the same day as Fred Hampton, December 4th, and Fred Hampton is a anti-capitalist, anti-white imperialist.
He's a socialist.
Yeah, for real.
Socialist.
So, I don't even think that he would even like a Jay-Z.
He
honestly,
fuck with Jay-Z at
he
all,
probably
no.
wouldn't like Jay-Z at all.
Come
It doesn't, because he it's the quote
He's
in the
a
movie, like
capitalist. Yeah,
a capitalist. You don't like a capitalist, or even somebody who's in that space of like a black capitalist, somebody who will, leverage their race and their money, until it is beneficial to make that play. So, from someone from a socialist standpoint, is not going to enjoy that at all. Like he was a community worker. He worked for the community at whole. So I feel like it's interesting to, that's just the way the times go. Like back in the day, we were more radical in the streets. Now we're trying to be, Jay-Z. Let Jay-Z tell it. We're trying to be more radical in the business sense.
Yeah.
So I like Jay-Z. I'm a fan of Jay-Z. I can't say I know what bro's doing all the time, but like I said, I have faith.
Yeah, I'm a fan, bro. Everything he's doing, that shit's inspiring. Like,
and he's a part of a classic joint. I mean, Jay-Z and Nipsey Hussle. That's, you can't mess with that.
He just keeps every time. It's always new deals, more millions. Like
From the art to fucking
like that move he made, bro. That's legit. Like I said, bro, he's gonna be a billionaire off
Every
that Square
move he's
thing.
Made has
he's
been
gonna
like,
be a millionaire.
Like a couple
bro.
years ahead of time,
Yeah.
ahead of everybody else. I fuck with that,
Yeah. I mean,
just own up to that. That's my only.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's when you get into that space of like, how do you feel about capitalists? Or if you are a capitalist, do you own up to it and just say, yes, I'm a capitalist? Or do you try to like muddy the waters and say,
I just feel it doesn't matter.
No, I'm doing this for the.
We live in America. I just feel
people.
like it doesn't matter. You have to participate, or you get left behind. So that's it.
Leave it up to the people to label. Why are you gonna label yourself? Leave it up to
for sure.
Yeah, people are already labeling well, but that's Jay-Z. I mean, like I said, when you're at that height, you're gonna get that energy. So
what else are you gonna do?
He was a culture vulture before.
For sure.
The energy. I mean, even before, like he was always somebody who told you, we ain't doing that no more. Even that line of like, we off taking a knee shit. But
every time there's a trend that like niggas are really fucking with, he's like, oh no, we're not doing that. He started wearing the button downs and
from everything. From when he was like,
we're not wearing
throwbacks no more.
We ain't wearing gold no more. We're
auto-tune, no more auto-tune.
Yeah, remember he tried to take auto-tune out?
The death of auto-tune. Fuck all that, man.
Yeah,
he tried to take money out of niggas' pockets just because you weren't doing it.
He tried it.
Nah, fuck that, man.
He was like, oh,
I forgot. Oh, yeah, I wasn't feeling that wave.
We don't wear skinny jeans because
my knots don't fit. Now, bro doing yoga in the park.
Sure.
But I guess that is the other double-edged sword of having such a strictly kept persona. That once you start to do anything that is outside of that range, you're gonna get that even further critiques. You can't, Jay-Z can't do nothing regular. Like anytime he does anything regular, he's bobbing his head. It's a meme. He's jumping out off a boat and like looking a little bit scared. It's a meme because you don't see Jay-Z like that. He's such a private.
He's a great businessman, but I never wanted to dress like that nigga. I'll just say that.
I think
button downs and the fittings. I'm good.
I wore the button downs. It was an era.
You
never did good. You didn't.
Nah, I wasn't.
Well, I was in the club at that time. So
Yeah.
That was a house party.
Hey, if it had a dress code, I wasn't fucking with it.
It was not all white.
I wasn't at those clubs.
Yeah, man.
I was at the scene club.
I already know how you was. You was like, oh, I can't wear a hat. No, I'm fuck you. I'm not coming. I'm not even going. Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah,
I'm good.
Shit. What else happened this last week? Did you guys check out the? We're talking about Black excellence. You guys watch Coming to America 2 yet?
Not yet.
Nah, was it fire?
Oh my god, yeah, it was funny. Well, how do I say like
it's just the first one's a masterpiece, so it's like
you have nostalgia.
They're selling nostalgia. They're selling nostalgia, but it is kind of like a soul plane-ish. You know what I'm saying? Like there's certain parts you can tell they're trying to be funny and it ain't that funny, and other parts that are just like pure and it's a good little chuckle. More than anything, what I like the most is just seeing Arsenio Hall, Eddie Murphy,
Wesley Snipes.
Wesley Snipes. Seeing all these people from that era doing
It's
something.
just hard to recreate that magic.
Yeah.
Though. That's what I know.
That was a
like,
long time ago, 30
like the
years, 30
80s,
years
yeah.
ago.
It's hard
like,
to recreate that magic.
They don't even look. They don't look the same. Doing all them drugs make your face and your neck expand. Like they don't look exactly the same.
It's
anymore.
crazy how they be returning to these movies like 20 years later.
That's what I'm saying. Like as a standalone film, it was a classic. Just leave it alone. Like Hangover 1, if you just left that as a standalone film,
You like Hangover 2?
There was no need for 2 or 3. There was no need for that.
I forgot there was a 3.
It was just a money grab. Once we were high,
Yeah, I barely even remember the other storylines.
That's what I'm saying.
The
Like,
first one.
like we don't have to piggyback. Let's make a new movie.
Man, they're trying to get money, man. Let them get their millions.
Yeah, I mean that's how it works. Everything's recycled and there's not many stories and it takes a long
it's
time.
constantly,
For a good
like,
story.
it's crazy.
They're doing.
I agree though. I wish they wouldn't do that. Like,
Let the legend stand alone by itself.
like, what can we do? Like, these fools just love recycling. Like,
Right, they're redoing Space Jam though. With LeBron.
Yeah,
So
true.
I mean, like, there's a pocket for all of this shit.
They're
to
doing
be
that for us.
recreated.
It's generational. Like they're doing that for the people who.
I'm gonna
were
watch
born
that
between
shit.
the
I know I'm
19
gonna watch that shit. For
Yeah,
sure.
the 1980s and 1990s.
Yeah.
You love Coming to America. We all watch it with our parents. You love Space Jam. Even though, like, if you go back and watch it now, it's like it's not the greatest.
Michael
movie.
Jordan was
See,
a
but the
terrible
thing
actor.
though, the
yeah.
thing
Michael
though with-
Jordan was one of the worst actors I've ever seen in that movie.
Yeah.
But it's
I don't
the
think LeBron's gonna
nostalgia
be
that holds
any
us.
much better, honestly.
Yeah, he's a much better actor than Michael Jordan. If he was,
Does
in,
he have roles?
He was already in Trainwreck.
Yeah, he was in Trainwreck. Yeah,
Trainwreck.
yeah, it was. With,
Oh, I remember that. he's playing himself,
Will
like
Hader,
a
yeah,
hyperbolized
Hader was in it.
version of himself. Yeah.
yeah, if you're playing yourself, it's not a stretch. But Michael Jordan couldn't play himself.
But
in
most
Space
of the
Jam.
time, these like these little remakes and these like
don't hit.
returns, they're usually
They
not
don't
that
hit.
good. Most of the time, they're weak. Like,
no need. We moved on.
yeah.
Yeah.
Bill and Ted. 40. Like no, I don't know.
Yeah,
I forgot they did that too. Yeah,
I watched that.
I didn't see that either, but I saw that they
Nostalgia.
did it, and I was
You
like,
never
"Wow,
get
bro,
those 2 hours
that's
back.
old school."
Nah, yeah. I mean, it's nostalgia. It really was.
That's what they're trying to
spoiler
tap
if you haven't
into.
watched it, but it's the same for the same thing as for Bill and Ted and for Coming to America 2. It's a new story. And I think you can find the same thing in like Star Wars, in what they did when they brought the Last Jedi and stuff like that. It's a new story, guys, under the same exact story. It's the same story. Eddie Murphy finds him. I don't want to spoil it, but Eddie Murphy finds himself in the same position as his father when he was, back when he was the prince. Now he's the king. Without seeing the whole movie, you can probably tell where
know
that's
the
gonna
plot.
go. Yeah, and the same thing with Bill and
It's
Ted.
not that
Bill and Ted's
complex,
old.
yeah.
They got daughters. Their daughters find themselves going back in time while Bill and Ted is trying to figure out why they never ended up becoming, the
rock
Bill and
stars.
Ted that they said they were gonna be. But it's that's how you play off nostalgia. You give them the old, you sprinkle in some of the new. You make pop culture references, and
But yeah, it's
That's
like
it.
we don't need it though. Like that's what we're trying to say though. Like I get what they're doing, but like it's not needed. And when they do it, it's usually poorly executed. So it's like it should be done less. It's done like too much, in my opinion.
I agree.
Like,
it's gonna happen again though.
yeah, no, it's gonna happen like 4 more times,
Yeah.
like this year probably.
In
Like
20 years, they're gonna have a brand new Friday. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
yeah,
And it's gonna be
Yeah, yeah,
it's
like-
gonna be in New York or something. You
I
know what
already
I'm
don't
saying?
like it.
Already, but
I
they
already
are
don't like
like
it.
but
just
that's what
come
I'm
with some
saying.
original ideas. Just stop going back, man. Just let that shit go.
Yeah, there's not many. I'm a big horror buff. I love horror movies too, and they regurgitate the same stories over and over and over.
I don't have a
again.
problem with that though, honestly.
What horror movies?
Yeah,
getting
because they're
regurgitated?
redoing like Halloween. They redid.
They
that.
redo a Halloween
Like
every
Rob
10
Zombie
years.
had a couple.
That was
I fucked
good. I
with.
liked both of those.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like those remakes, I kind of fuck with. Don't talk to Aaron about that. He doesn't fuck with horror movies, but
I believe in Jesus. Fuck
Oh
that.
my god! But did Jesus believe in you? Is the question.
He made me. He better.
Did he made you?
That's what they say. That's what the Bible says. But,
Oh, I don't want to get into that.
yeah.
But yeah, they're doing
This
the
is a safe space
Halloween.
for all
They're doing the
idiots.
Halloween movies over again, and the last one, the most recent remake, was pretty tight, and they're supposed to be doing another one. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna watch all that.
Yeah,
shit.
a lot of time I end up seeing the previews from those movies, and then I just don't even know when they come out because no one talks about it. Like that Bill and Ted. I saw the preview for that. I forgot that they did that. I was
Yeah.
like, oh,
You didn't
It
miss
came
something.
out in an interesting time though too, because it was the top of COVID, and that was one of the big releases that was going to come out. And with no movies, it hit streaming, and I pirated it and I watched it. I got it.
Hey, but it's funny because I don't fuck with horror and I don't like all that scary shit. But I'll watch a mafia movie or Snowfall and see someone get domed in the head, or
Oh man,
Game of
Snowfall
Thrones
was
and see a
insane.
spear through the face, and that's
Same
fine with
shit.
me. But I just don't like
Yeah.
scary for whatever reason, I don't know. Just fucking.
Yeah, I don't
I don't understand
I don't
what's the
care.
difference?
For
You
me,
know
I
what I'm
don't
saying?
care for the storylines. Like, I
Nah.
get bored. I get tired. I'm just like, I don't know. This should be boring to me because they have to like set it to like make it be all calm and shit. Like, I don't know. Like,
I don't
something
fuck
about
with it.
scary movies, I just get most of them just bore me. Like,
I don't know. That's my childhood, man. I grew
No,
up
I
on horror
agree.
movies.
like
I
I
don't
can't
like
stay
the-
invested in. I can't. It's hard for me to stay invested in the storylines.
I don't like cheesy horror films, like basic as like.
I
slasher
don't even
films.
like
I'm
stuff
not
that's
gonna love
supposedly
those.
like. I tried to watch
them B movies.
Hereditary, like, and I got
see, now-
bored.
See now,
you're
yeah,
tripping.
now you're tripping. Yeah, 'cause
I got
Hereditary is one
bored.
of
Like, I
Let's
was like,
disagree.
bro, I got bored. Like,
but what I like about that is like what you're saying. The storyline itself is what is driving that horror movie. The story itself is what's eerie. Like you're inserted into a family mourning already. Like it starts off with a funeral, and then you go into a space where you just watch a family lose a daughter in like a horrific
Look,
way.
Hereditary.
Yeah,
was
I'm not
like one
trying
of the
to
best horror
experience
movies
that,
of the last
like-
20 years.
But that's what I'm
No,
saying.
but
There
like
is-
he said, I like okay. I don't like horror. I'm not saying that I only want to see happy movies, but I like different type of dark things like that. Those type of dark stories like don't do anything for me. That's why I be like, it's hard for me to get invested like in the storylines. I'd rather see someone like poor living on the street, like fucking all cracked out and shit. Like, okay, I want to watch that. Like, that's interesting to me. Like, that's interesting.
Why?
That's more interesting
I
than
mean,
seeing.
you probably
Oh,
watch Candyman
my
or something.
my daughter's fucking half demon or something. Like, I don't care. That's just like, I don't know. It's like,
Look, I just want to.
and I do like
I want to
fantasy
state for the
stuff.
record. I want to state for the record. Hereditary is one of the best.
Yes,
horror
it really
movies
is.
I
one
know.
of the
I heard
best
it's
past
really
20 years.
good.
It was
Like,
great.
I heard
and
it's
Toni
so
Collette
good.
should have won an Oscar for her performance. I just
Yeah,
wanna-
I agree.
just
I
wanna let
heard
that
it's
be known.
super good, but
She's
I
a
don't know,
wonderful
bro. I got
actress.
bored.
It's great.
Oh man, it's great. It's the story for me. It's really the story.
Yeah,
It's
story makes
it's the
it.
trauma. It's the trauma is what you're afraid
But
of.
I'm more into like I do like the Rob Zombie type genre type
Okay,
because he
Rob's
makes it
like-
more like
yeah.
it's a mix
Yeah.
of like regular life party people
Yeah.
with like, oh, there's some crazy motherfucker gonna kill her. Like,
That's how I feel
and he
about
puts the sex in there and the
Yeah.
drugs
Yeah.
and all that. And I'm like, all right, here we go. We got a good story
No, see
here. We
that?
got-
Why? So you basically telling me you want to see some crackheads, you want to see some sex? And you wanna
Yes,
see-
I like
That's-
crime, bro. I like
Time out,
crime
time out,
genre.
time out. But what crackhead story are you talking about?
Yeah, like what
What
scary movie?
crackhead-
What scary movie?
I'm
you
just
seen
no, I'm
that
not
you
saying
like?
a movie. I'm just saying like in general. I'm just like in general. I just like
Storyline.
movies like that because that's dark shit. Like just
Yeah.
dark. That's dark. Like so like or what's that movie? Fucking Requiem for a Dream. There we
Dream,
go.
yeah.
Right, yeah.
But the
That's
mom was
Crack
out.
out
That's
shit.
just depressing,
Some
though,
crack-
man.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
some
that's just
depressing.
very
Exactly.
depressing.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a
I don't
drama.
only like happy movies, but like if it's gonna be dark, it can't be like scary. Like those scary dark storylines
not-
don't do anything. But it has to be like some dark like crime shit. Like
I feel
So
somebody
you're not
that's
into
fucking
No,
up.
I
like-
feel you.
I
Or
like.
I would enjoy a fucking crime movie that was like about a murderer, and then they like show his like life and shit,
Yeah.
and then like show him like how he fucking like sneaks up and like you know how he
American
preys on
Psycho.
someone like
Oh, there's
thinking
movies-
American
yeah, there's
Psycho.
movies
Like-
for that.
yeah, they
You're
don't
thinking
do enough
American
of that though.
Psycho.
I would enjoy that
Oh,
too, but most of the time
some
it's
films for
like
you. I got a
Yeah,
couple.
holla at me, dog.
Yeah, I got you.
yeah,
Let me
most
shoot
of the
you a
time it's
link.
always from the perspective of the victim, like you know.
He's like, I don't want to fucking watch the victim.
Yeah, I want to watch
Well,
the murderer. I want to see that fool go
Hereditary's-
home and fucking get
Hereditary
ready.
is from the perspective of Toni Collette, and like her mom died, and then she's dealing with the demon that's trying to take or possess her daughter and shit.
Yeah, well, her
And she-
daughters, she don't even, that's the sick thing about it. They're all just pawns, you know? Because it's really, you're riding the wave of the drama in the family. Like, they lost their grandma, and out of nowhere, the daughter dies. And then after that, you start to see, like, oh shit, there's like some type of demon, like some demon or demonic force there. But by the time it's
Well, the
happening, it's
tension,
too
yeah,
late.
the tension between the family gets worse and worse. So you're focused on that, but there's also like a demonic possession taking
Yeah.
place within the family that ties into the story.
So you saying you don't like,
Nope.
I mean, I like, what's it, Paranormal Activities? You're not a fan of those type
I've
of
seen
scary
like
movies?
it's like the first two, but
Those
only
honestly,
sometimes-
those are whatever. I enjoy those. Like, I'll
Like I
probably
watched
watch
them, but afterwards I was just
Yeah.
making jokes about it after.
What
like,
about the
'cause
what about the Annabelles and the
I fuck with all
Insidious
that,
and
man.
those
Honestly,
places?
Nah.
look, I'm gonna watch all that shit. I'm gonna watch all that shit.
No, I
I love it.
No, I already know. We
Yeah.
gonna go to the movies together. and
I'm
watch
good
it.
on that. I'm good.
That's cool.
I'm more of a crime, sci-fi.
all right. Well, if we were
you
talking,
know.
all right. So let's talk about something we can all agree with that we all like in Snowfall. We all watching Snow. You guys catch the first 2 episodes of Snowfall?
I've seen every episode.
So that's a crime. That's a drama. You know, how you guys feeling going into season
My nigga
4?
Franklin's tripping. I don't know
He's
what
getting
type
grimy
of
with it. I feel like-
my nigga's tripping.
Off
What
the
is he
top,
doing?
Franklin's
Yeah, he's
tripping.
making terrible decisions from the first 2 episodes.
Like, what was he doing with that couple from the bookstore?
He
Why
fucked
you
them
playing
over.
him like that? I don't don't know what he's
Because he
on,
used him
bro.
as a pawn. He pawned him off. That was this cold
Like, what
game.
you doing?
He used him as a pawn because him and his mom are trying to, buy into the block. They want to get
Go
some
legit.
political power. So they knew they had to get to a politician and find out what he wanted. He wanted that block right there. So he was like, I know somebody on the block. I used to buy books here. He went in there, told me he was going to buy him out, make sure we're going to keep it. This, gentrification, but from a drug dealer. And then said, I'm going to make it happen for y'all. And then went over there and
You
signed
know
it
what?
off for him.
His progression, like the person he's turning into, reminds me of Walter White from Breaking Bad. Because
Yeah.
like
see
at
that.
first, Franklin was kind of reluctant to take that boss role, and then like now he's obsessed with it, and he's just like trying to acquire as much power as possible.
Yeah.
kind of like Walter did.
He used to try
he's
to,
getting physically weaker though. He's fucking.
but that's one thing
That's
that
like
he
Walter.
always has
Walter
done.
fucking struck
Yeah.
with cancer.
Oh,
and,
damn.
Like he's getting physically weaker, but
Yeah,
in the
he's got shot
meantime, his
twice.
mental was just like, yo, I want all this shit. I want that respect. Like say my name, nigga.
He
Like,
does,
what's up?
yeah. He does it. He's that like, I'm the one that knocks type energy. But the thing that he falls into is the problem that I noticed in episode 1 of season 4 and just the whole season 1. He always tries to get other people to do the dirty work for
Yeah.
him. He never wants to get his hands dirty. But those would be the times where his true self comes out. Like what he, when he
Shady.
tried to set up the Crips and the Bloods, essentially in that shootout, which was a terrible idea, like a bad idea. He should have moved him.
He shot his homie though. Like I don't understand that part of it. Like
Yeah,
he shot Kevin. I'm like, what?
That's what I'm
What you
saying.
doing?
And the fact that he's going against Leon now shows me that, there's from season 1 to season 4, there's always been a little bit of tension between him and the closest people. If they're not his family,
Yeah, he's kind of like keeps him at a distance.
yeah, like even when it's Paak, like he wanted his dad, he brought his dad in. He got his dad clean, essentially. He got it,
Yeah.
got his family situated with his mom and dad. What was his name? Louis, and my favorite character is the uncle,
Jerome.
honestly. Yeah, Jerome is comedy,
He's tight,
and
he's tight.
he's going through it now because he had to really caught his first body. But yeah, like I feel like Franklin only cares about his family, like his immediate family.
What's his ultimate goal? Do you think? Because it's not money.
You know, I think about that one episode when after he got shot, and they showed you what his life would have been like if he had went
Oh,
to
yeah,
college,
yeah,
and he
yeah.
would, and they showed that he would have ended up right back in the hood. He
The
just wants to
alternate
be
universe,
somebody.
yeah.
He wants to be somebody. He's a really smart person with limited options before he got that first key, and that's all he really wants for himself. He looks at it like he's creating a business. I built this shit brick by brick. He's a businessman. He's just in a he's just in a business that is not good. That's not going to give him anything but grief. And I don't understand. That's the one thing that I can never understand.
There's no light at the end of that tunnel, though, man.
Exactly.
Like,
You
that's what
can't
I'm trying
trick yourself
that's
into
what I'm
thinking that there's
asking,
light
like,
at the end of the
what
tunnel.
What are you trying to do with this shit? Are you trying to go legit, or are you just trying to fucking string this shit out, get as much money as you can, live a wild ass life?
I feel like whatever your job is in life, everybody should be able to ask themselves that question. Like, what the fuck are you going into this for? What do
in
you
it
want
for?
out of it?
Yeah.
If you really want to ride this bitch till the wheels fall off, then I asked you this one time and I never got to ask you again. But if you're truly trying to make this a business, he had to make those decisions. That's why he killed Kevin, because he was in the way of the business.
About to
Granted,
start a war.
yeah, but
You gotta stop
Kevin
that
was like
shit.
the first crackhead too. He literally was the
Yeah,
first guy on
I didn't fuck
camera.
with him before that, but I was like, all right,
Yeah.
you got to do something else and shoot him. And
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did him
kinda
dirty,
fucked up
but
the whole thing.
it was, people were emotional, but I don't know. I'm definitely looking out for this whole season of Snowfall. So far, we all in agreement that Franklin's tripping.
How accurate is it to Freeway Ricky Ross's real life, though? Is it still on track with it, or is it like kind of deviating?
I'm not. I mean,
I'm pretty sure it's just
talking
a
about
dramatization.
the story in itself. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like right now we're in the early 1990s. It's the show started in the late 80s, where cocaine was the wave and it was still in the disco shit. We're in the early 90s, where you remember what LA was like in the 90s.
Right.
A lot of cocaine, a lot of drug dealers, and a lot of gang shit. So that's the space that we're getting into now. Like, we're gonna be seeing more like if
Like
it
gang
does
wars
say
and shit?
if
Yeah,
it stays
yeah.
on point, we're gonna be seeing more gang wars.
Mhm.
That's really the arc of this story, because neither one of the people they were trying to kill at the beginning is dead.
Yeah.
If anything, they're more
Pissed
mad
at
and-
him now.
Yeah, and what's worse is that you already saw what's the name trying to get in Jerome and Louis' ear, talking about like, oh, let's do business together. Da, da, da. Like, it's a problem on both sides of the field, but that's how it went. We know how the story gonna go. I feel like it's interesting to watch the characters who who, you know, we lived it, so we know how the story's gonna go. Pretend as if there's like some light at the end of the tunnel. We've watched enough mob movies and mafia shit and drug shit to know that it only goes one way.
It's gonna end bad.
For real. It's gonna end with,
Yeah.
you know, you're chilling, getting in your car, and then a gun's gonna enter the shot, and then it's a wrap. Like that's
Or your shit, you turn the ignition,
Yeah.
and then your shit
Yeah.
just blows up.
Or maybe, you know, you might go out like Rothstein, you know.
yeah, when you
You
turn
might
the
survive.
ignition.
You'll survive. Maybe
Either
you
that or
survive.
you got to tell on everybody.
Or he
Like Ray
gets-
Liotta and
Yeah,
Goodfellas
yeah,
and
exactly.
witness protection
Oh,
in fucking
yeah,
Arizona
that
or
too.
some shit.
Or
like,
get shot by some youngin while you walking
yeah.
out the liquor store.
Oh yeah, like Omar in the
Omar.
Wire. Yeah. But that's so that's I feel like these stories have been told many times, and I feel like that does wrap around too. What we talking about, like we getting sold the same stories all the time.
Yeah.
Like we've been hearing about the drug story, and you know, and the fact that cocaine came from the government because they were pushing these drugs into the inner cities. You know, because they were trying to use dirty money to fight a dirty war, and that's the energy. And the same story with like a Black Messiah and stuff like that. Like it's always the government is involved, and none of this shit would have happened if the government wasn't involved. So it's really the people. You got to look at it like that too. Like the story always goes away. It's gonna go. The government is gonna do some fuck shit, and people are gonna lose their lives. But that's just how it goes. So this is America.
America.
Pretty much.
This is America. America. Coming to America too. Watch it. You guys check out that the WandaVision finale.
Yeah, I'm on that.
I'm fucking full MCU nerd. I'm fucking all over that shit. Seen it twice.
How'd
It's just fire. Because it explains what's actually going on. And like each decade of each sitcom is a different era.
Yeah.
But that's how her and her parents would learn English with her brother. Like, this shit's pretty dope how all that shit came full circle. That's like her safe space at the same time.
And it's supposed to tie into like the next wave of Marvel movies.
It is.
too,
That's
right?
she's
So,
supposed to bring in the
alright, that's
mutants.
dope.
Yeah. Is the mutants X-Men?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're just not calling it X-Men anymore. We're just calling it the
Yeah.
mutants.
Well,
Okay.
well, that's what he said at the Comic-Con, the last Comic-Con, that there will be mutants now.
Okay.
In
I'm
the
looking forward to
in the
that.
MCU. Because all the X-Men movies was Sony or whatever. Or
But
Fox.
Disney copped all
Yeah.
the fucking X-Men shit.
So now they got all the
own it.
rights to
Oh, okay,
everything.
so now
Right.
they can intertwine the stories.
Yeah.
All right. So we're about to lose though.
So WandaVision takes place from Infinity War to Endgame. So after Infinity War, so she lost her parents, she lost her brother, she lost her man.
Mhm.
So she's fucking just went
So this
berserk.
is in that 3-year,
Yeah.
or was it 5 years, 3-year
Yeah.
span after the
within the
snap?
blip. So within the
Okay.
blip and everything, people were dying and coming back. She fucking just took over her neighborhood and said,
She's so more trauma, another
Yeah.
traumatic story.
"Yeah,
And she's just coping. That's her coping
Yeah,
mechanism.
I've been
is
meaning
creating
to
the world.
catch up on that.
Yeah, I like
I gotta catch up on the show so I can have an opinion.
it. For real. Shit. What else you guys checking out? What you guys been watching besides that?
that's it. Just those two
Lakers.
right there. Lakers,
Lakers.
Lake show.
I haven't.
Lakers.
I've been grinding. I missed a game. What happened in the last game?
Shit, that was a couple of days ago. That was fucking before the All-Star break. So by the time this comes out, it'll be after the All-Star break.
Oh my god!
All-Star break
All-Star.
footage. The All-Star break
That's what I've been
footage.
watching. I've been watching social
All-Star
media. This
Weekend,
All-Star
dog.
Weekend.
All-Star
shit.
Weekend's wild, bro.
Yo, it is the. I mean, where could we
Okay.
start? There's so many stories. Why are you dancing? You see,
Like
that's,
that.
that's
That's
the whole
his
vibe.
energy. Yeah.
That's the
Pretend you
vibe.
in Atlanta
That's
right
his
now,
shit.
Yeah.
bro.
I'm
Honestly,
good, man.
there's so. I mean,
Bro, they're not even attending none of the NBA
Not
games.
at
Like,
all.
they're just in the streets of
not
Atlanta.
at all. They don't got a
and the
wristband,
chaos.
a
Nah,
pass.
bro.
They're just out there trying to vibe, and that's
Straight
really it.
vibes, man.
But that's the sick shit about it, like, cause that tale is old. You know, every time it's the All-Star weekend, all the strippers from whatever city fly out there, and they trying to catch a bag or entertain a ball player, or or somebody trying to rob somebody. Really,
Yeah.
and that's all I've been seeing on
Niggas are
social
getting
media.
licked out there,
Have
bro.
you
I've
been seeing all the
seeing it.
cars losing their
Yeah.
tires?
Yeah.
Coming
Oh
out
my
on
God.
cement blocks and shit. Like, yeah, bro.
The
it's wild out there.
GoFundMe's like, I gotta make it home.
That is
Like,
so.
come on,
Bro, they
man.
spent their rent
So
money on
trash.
that.
Atlanta's
shit.
the mecca for that ratchet shit, dog. Freaknik.
Yeah,
Like, all
Atlanta's
that-
open.
that's
That's
just-
why
that's
Atlanta
just
is
been
open.
popping.
Yeah.
That's just been
Shout out
popping.
Freaknik 96, man.
Yeah.
That shit can't exist anymore.
Nah, you just can't fucking
That's
You
the
can't
space
do
though.
ass
that
and
no
titties
more.
out on the
No.
fucking
If your girl
boulevard.
went to, it's fair to say, if your girl went to Atlanta,
Godspeed. Condolences.
it's over. If your girl went to Atlanta, it's over with. Yeah, you might not want to be with her. Now, on top of the fact that you're probably gonna catch COVID, you should be catching feelings because she don't love you like that, bro. She really doesn't. Yeah.
She's outside, bro.
She's outside. She's in the streets.
Did
man.
y'all watch the
Fuck
All
it.
Star game? I didn't get the chance to watch it.
I saw like the second
It's
half.
cool,
It's cool,
whatever.
man. But
Anything spectacular?
the
Was
energy is
there-
different. Dunk contest is kind of watered down. 3-point contest was expected. Steph won. He fucking killed them niggas. But like,
Okay.
what else? What else are you gonna? I don't know what to expect from it, man. Because none of the stars are gonna do the dunk contest anymore. It's all like rookies, unknown people. So
Yeah.
like the
It's
hype
like
from
how
it is
many more
gone.
dunks can you do?
It's
Like
been done.
I don't know. Like I'm not. a
The
big
last
sports
great
head.
dunk contest was
I feel like that Zach LaVine one,
yeah,
right?
Zach LaVine and
Yeah.
Aaron Gordon. That was the last
Yeah,
great
yeah.
dunk contest that I've seen.
What was so great about it?
Because
Just
they
the
were,
dunks
kind
that
of,
they
they
were
were getting
doing were
creative.
just
They were
like,
actually.
you've never
Is that the
seen
one he
before.
went like under his
Yeah,
legs?
yeah,
Under
it
his
was
leg?
some wild
Okay, yeah, I
shit.
saw.
Yeah,
a couple
they were
of
wilding
those.
out on
Dunking over the mascots and
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, no, they were bringing it.
Speaking of being open, like Atlanta, how do you guys feel about? Because I think on last episode we were talking about how everything's starting to open up, and then literally the week later, Texas made that announcement about doing
No mask. They're
No
like,
more
no more
masks.
mask mandate.
Yeah. Are you guys-
Florida's like that? And,
Y'all feeling that? And also, amusement parks will be opening as well, starting.
April.
Who knows, man?
April
April 1st,
April
yeah.
1st.
I know there's a lot of anxiety. People are just trying to get back outside because it's like there's been no strategy or no plan for it. So everybody's just been like cooped up, like waiting for something new to come. So
Y'all gonna go outside?
Nope. It's just like hold on. It's just like when the first console comes out, PS5, Xbox X, whatever it is. Go ahead, do your thing. Let that first generation go through. Whether it's the vaccine, whether it's going outside, not wearing masks, do your thing. And then if it's still normal or if cases rise, all right, get back. If it's normal, it's cool. All right, let's go outside.
So you
There's
gonna
no-
wait the period?
there's
You
no
gonna wait
plan.
the
Yeah,
wait
I'll
the
wait-
period.
I'll wait-
You
I'll wait
ain't gonna
like-
buy it off top.
They're
You
Nah,
gonna
nah,
wait.
They're
nah,
going
I'ma
by
wait.
hope.
I'm-
Let's hope
I'ma get that
this
next
shit
gen.
doesn't
I'ma
fucking
get
go
that-
to this shit.
Yeah.
I got I got my first shot of the vaccine, so
Oh, no.
if I become a zombie,
There you go.
I'll let you
Yeah,
know.
I feel more like with Aaron's wave, like just wait and see. But I just feel like it's just been too much BSing from the government.
Yeah,
like,
man.
and there's this huge gray area. Like we've been like 70% open since like November. Like the mall been
Yeah.
open.
Malls been open, bars been
Yeah,
open, restaurants been open.
yeah,
like,
like-
what do you mean? What's changing?
Yeah, it's like half-ass open. So I mean, and they playing with giving people money, people losing their jobs. Like, okay, if y'all don't want to, well, they did sign that paper, but like they playing too much. Open it, let people choose.
Yeah.
You want to go outside, go outside. If not,
Shut
you
the
stay
fuck
in the
up.
house, wait, whatever, and just see what happens. If it rises, all right, we're fucking idiots. All right, everybody go back in the house. Like,
I'm already subscribed to the fact that we're fucking idiots.
Oh, for
I
sure.
feel like
oh
we should all
yeah,
rest in that
definitely. I was
space.
like talking this because I had posted some shit about that. I was like, what is everybody mad about? Like, I'm like, y'all, do you guys want to go outside or not? Like, I'm like, you guys were complaining that you're stuck in the house. Now they open and stuff, and you guys are like, no, why are you opening stuff? And then someone told me they're like, well, so many people haven't been vaccinated, and like people are still getting sick, and And I'm like, okay, but like, do you trust our government to do the right thing? Like, do you trust the
Nope.
people
No.
in this country to be smart enough to do the
Nope.
right thing? I
No.
don't.
I
So I'm
don't.
not about to sit
No.
up here worrying about it. Like, I can't control it.
Yeah, I feel like there's an overall nature that some people try to project their paranoia onto me, and I can't take it, and it makes me
Yeah.
it makes me really defensive.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to be defensive because when you get defensive, it sounds like I'm trying to invalidate your concerns about COVID.
Yeah.
COVID is a real thing to be concerned about. I just can't be, geist into being shook about it the same way other people are. Now, that don't mean I'm not taking all the same precautions that y'all are, but let's be honest about the precautions that we have.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, it's pretty minimal.
It's half-assed.
It's hand sanitizer and masks, and
Yeah.
it ain't staying in the house. And that's the byproduct of just so much misinformation. Like I already have an inherent like skepticism to the United States government telling me anything that is right for me. Like show me when, show me an example when you show,
Yeah.
they have a history of doing that. So beyond that, I'm gonna take whatever information with a grain of salt, do your own research the best you can, and apply that research to yourself in the space that is applicable for you. Like whatever capacity you have to do it, then do it. But if you're already an anxious person and you add COVID to that, I'm not.
It's
I
too
don't wanna
late for
talk
all
to
that,
you.
though, man. Everybody, whatever belief you have, it's already attached to a political party. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So like,
That's true. COVID is politicized for
yeah,
sure.
for sure, man. So like, it doesn't even matter at this point. Everybody's already dug in. If they're fearful, they're dug in on that fear. If they say it doesn't exist or it's a hoax, they're dug in on that. It doesn't matter what kind of information they're presented with.
Yeah.
This is America, man. Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, again, wear your mask. I'm not gonna be one of the first people in line, but I'm gonna watch and see what happens when y'all start going to Disneyland and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know y'all Disney heads can't wait to go. You know,
Yeah,
so
I'm not anti because I was saying too, like half of the people been doing it on the sneak tip
sure.
anyways. So
Yeah.
it's like let these people go outside and let's see what happens. Like it's worth a shot. Like
yeah, I saw a lot of them. I saw a lot
because
of
like
y'all
you
getting
said,
pregnant.
I
Y'all been
take this
going
stuff. I
outside.
take this stuff with a grain of salt. That the girl like. To me, our government's a piece of shit till they proven me that they're not. Like, so I'm not gonna be hoping for nothing from them. I'm never like hoping or
For
thinking
real.
they're gonna do the right thing. All this stuff that's been happening, I just laugh now. Like, people want to get mad. Like, it's just funny at this point. Like, they just keep showing us like we don't give a fuck what you guys want.
That's what
Like,
I'm
we
saying.
don't care.
We literally
like,
just talked about Fred Hampton, who was killed by the United States government. We literally just talked. We were just
Like,
talking
they
about
don't
You know,
care.
these people do not care. We were just talking about Freeway Rick Ross. They're giving drugs to the black community so they can fight a war while also destroying a certain demographic of people. Like, government don't care, so it's hard for me to be like, oh, America has my best interests at heart.
yeah.
Let's not say that. Like, again, they like people like Jay-Z. They like people who are about money. And if you're about money, you care. You know, United States is an LLC. They want to be able to have the economy start booming again. And speaking of that, where's my fucking stimulus check?
It's supposed to come like next week, I think.
I'm so tired of
We'll
hearing
see.
that.
If it comes,
Yeah.
I've been hearing that.
We'll see.
Biden told me they was going to shut it down. That's what I'm saying. Biden said they were going to shut it down, and everybody was going to get a stimulus check. I'm going to shut down everything. We're going to get those numbers down, and now it is about to be April.
I know, and
essentially.
we're opening.
Yeah,
Opening
everything's
up.
opening and nothing's changing.
Yeah.
Biden-
No, actually, we ain't running no more stimmies.
Yeah.
We just gonna
No,
start
no, no.
opening like whatever.
Yeah,
Then,
and
dude.
fuck, what's his name? Man, that dude from I'm pretty sure he's a Republican. He looks really like a ghastly old white dude. And who am I talking? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, Mitch McConnell.
Yeah, there you go. Mitch McConnell
Yeah.
trying to make it seem like $1,400 about to change my life.
Yeah.
Talking about
Oh, we're scared people
yeah.
gonna retire, bro, off of
Come on.
1400.
That's what I'm
Relax.
saying. Like the wealth gap is crazy. You really and you imagine? Do you think of yourself as a hustler like that? Like Mitch McConnell, you think if you have $1,400, you're gonna get it out the mud and be like, "Oh, I'm about to
That
change
one
your
bag.
life." Yeah, right, bro. Come on, bro. It's
Yeah.
$1,400, bro. Spend $1. It's not even come on.
And y'all been holding out on that for months,
man.
all
Arguing-
year,
arguing over
Months for holding
1400.
out on that all year.
While y'all
Measly ass
get
14.
paid the same exact amount every fucking day for the rest of your life,
overpaid.
talking about,
Overpaid, for
we
sure.
don't want to give them 1,400. Like, bro, you get 30,000 for nothing. Like, you don't do anything. You sit there and you placate and you
then
jerk everybody off, and then what? And nothing happens. Nothing happens to anybody though. See, with the whole, remember the insurrection thing that they were on the news and all that, kicking down the door. What happened?
There's no consequences
What
to
happened?
any of this
What happened to
shit.
that? Let some niggas do that. It would have been a bloodbath. For real. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, the government, this is just my opinion. I'm not telling anybody anything, but from my black ass perspective, you can't tell me how they was treating niggas in the streets during the protests.
Yeah.
And then all those people bum rushed the Capitol, and it was like a trip to the, it was a,
That was like this.
it's a trip. Wow. Like, come on, man. Like, I
Feet
don't
up
believe it.
on the
That
desk.
was
Yeah,
cozy.
bro.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not buying it. I'm just not buying it. I only want what I only want what I'm owed. I don't. That's about it. Take care. If you really about, like Martin Luther King said, like, we want you to be about what you want on paper. Like, what America's
Yeah.
about on paper, be about that shit on paper for everybody. And the same thing, like, there's other places who are having festivals.
Oh,
Like,
New Zealand.
yeah, like, it's cracking. I wish that we had some type of common sense here that we could have shut down or figured it out to get the
Yeah.
numbers low enough that it wouldn't change our world. But I swear to God,
Bro,
I
we
feel
spent the
like
first 6 months arguing if this shit was real.
Yeah.
we're gonna be wearing masks for the
This
rest.
shit a
We're gonna
hoax
be
or
wearing
not?
masks for at
Like,
least the next
come
5
on.
years. Like, until somebody comes out with a cure, and because masks and hand sanitizer are immediately attached with COVID, this is the world now.
Yeah.
You're
That's
gonna
what
be
I-
wearing masks. You're gonna have to get a vaccine to travel. You're gonna, like, I don't know. Y'all saw the post about the vaccine passports and
Yeah.
stuff coming out. Like, these things, this thing has changed our way of life, and that's just what it is.
Yeah, I just really want to see like a live show and go to the movie theater. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
That's all I'm really
You don't go to the
thinking about.
movies?
I would go to the movies right now, honestly, like mask the fuck up if
Yeah.
I could, I really would.
I would. But it's all, again, that falls back to just what is appropriate for you, because nobody's telling you to stay in the house. But if you gotta go to the store, then you gotta go to the store. You want to go to the movies, then you just want to go to the movies. It's all choice based, but just take the precautions, because some people are still dying off this shit.
Yeah.
But I still want my stimulus check. I understand.
That shit comes, it comes. If not, I can't even act like
Yeah.
there was money in my pocket to begin with.
No, not at all.
Like,
Yeah.
If it comes, cool.
I
Yeah.
invested.
If it doesn't, it's like,
yeah, I'm not
yeah,
waiting.
alright,
on it,
yeah.
like,
I just want to know where it's at. I'm not like wait. I'm not waiting. I'm not waiting for it. But I'm like, but I keep being told that it's coming. That's what bothers me the most. Like, bro, don't tell me it's raining. Don't tell me it's raining outside. If it ain't raining outside, like you tell me every day, like, hey, bro, stimulus coming. Another month passed. Hey, stimulus is coming. They just talking about it. They talked about it. Hey, stimulus is coming. You put the I don't know who dropped it in the group chat. Like, oh, they just decided they're gonna decide on Wednesday. The stimulus is coming. I thought
I passed the Senate recently, like in the last few.
yeah,
days.
it's like a process. Like, it's like, this shit's. It really is that. It's
big
like
circle jerk, man.
Yeah.
I don't fuck with it.
But there's some people who be like, oh, it's coming. So they're going to spend money they don't have,
Yeah.
expecting to get a check, which may or may not come.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I did it.
Just fucking pump
I-
the brakes.
I probably swiped my card one time. Was like, that stimulus check gonna come.
Yeah.
It's okay. And it didn't. And it didn't. We're still okay though. You know, my money is still good. But there was a few times where I was like, should I spend this? It's like, hey, but they said that stimulus check's coming.
Yeah.
So I should really do this. I deserve this. But that's just what it is. You shouldn't be in a position if you're not already to worry about the stimulus, but there are some people that really need that money and they've been laid
They're
off.
dependent on that shit.
And you know, rent ain't stopped for a lot of people in that way as well. But again, if I feel like the general theme of this, when it comes to even the stuff that we're watching, capitalism is what is running shit around here. So none of these things are gonna stop. Your rent ain't about to stop. Like
yeah.
that leniency shit too is gonna stop. But I feel like what's really about to be interesting is watching people go back to work. Like once things really, really open back up and watching, you know, I could see a lot of human error coming, you know, like
How so?
like motherfuckers didn't forgot how to drive. Like I've seen that a lot, like on the road, like traffic starting back up, like little minor things, like one, especially like with these theme parks opening back up. I don't know if it's I didn't read the whole thing, but is it minimal capacity or are they opening up?
They're gonna have to. They're gonna have to.
Because even that, like,
But still,
it's gonna be a
how many
rush.
people are touching the fucking everything in Disneyland, or fucking Six Flags, or
ain't no
an arcade or a pool hall or something
There's
like?
gonna be a little outbreak.
Yeah.
You know.
No, there will
It's
be
all
for
good.
sure. There's gonna be a COVID outbreak. Mickey Mouse gonna get it. and-
Let them eat cake, man.
That's a bar. Speaking of the Queen, did you guys see that that Meghan Markle shit?
I see the more of the jokes.
Yeah, I
than
seen the jokes.
anything.
What was it?
I
Was
seen
it a
the
joke?
memes. They're just
Is it tasteless? We can't say it.
nah, you could say that shit. It's just more like racial jokes. and
Yeah,
shit
racial jokes are
because-
like pictures, just
yeah.
jokes like
Oh, okay.
will he be able to
'Cause
say the N word?
supposedly they were like worried about how dark the baby was.
Yeah,
gonna be.
but it's
It's
like-
a legitimate
yeah.
question. Like
Yeah,
they,
yeah.
you know, they question like, you know, we wonder how dark that baby's gonna be.
It's
Well,
like,
I mean-
bro, it's not gonna be any darker than her. Like
Yeah.
she's not even
Yeah,
dark.
for real.
Like,
I was looking at
like-
the interview and I was like, she's asking about how dark the baby's gonna be, and then it did a pan out of like her ankles. I was like, look how white she is. What are you talking about? Like, just because she got that, you know, that black woman hair, you know, she's mixed. So it's gonna be a little bit
Yeah,
different.
that shows.
Yeah,
Yeah, fuck 'em, man. Royalties are inbreds anyway, man. Like,
yeah. That's why bros.
Yeah.
That's why bros. That's why Harry's brother look like that.
Ooh, spicy.
Oh my, what?
No, he's inbred. No,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They
He
keep
is.
it in the family. They have
Yeah,
to
I
keep the
didn't- I
bloodline
didn't make
pure.
that up.
So it's a lot of inbreeding going on.
I'm gonna get a call from the queen talking about. I heard what you said.
That's why he looked like that.
I mean, scientifically, once you do some incestual shit, you know, certain parts of you ain't gonna go be right,
Been
bro.
doing it.
You gonna have, you know, wacky eyes or not a lot of hair, might have an extra finger or something. That's a part of it. But I mean, Oprah really had that interview hot. She knew exactly what to say. She's like, "What?
Yeah,
Are you serious? Excuse me?" She was like, "Were you silent or were you silenced?" And I was like, "Oh, okay." That's how you do a
Yeah.
fucking interview right there. You take a hot take and you're like, "Oh, I'm about to drag this."
You don't
shit."
ask a yes or no question. You ask an open-ended question.
Yeah.
So-
You ask to like I give you the option to
lesser
only
of
say
two
this or
evils,
this. Yeah. So, but I you know, I respect them.
But no, I
leaving,
didn't watch none of that shit.
yeah.
I respect them leaving.
Yeah,
From what I
only
know,
seen the
they
one clip,
they
but I
left.
just saw the jokes, and I was like,
Yeah.
I just saw that they left. Like they just left. They're not part of the royal family anymore. And I don't know, moving to Canada or something.
I heard they're in America.
Where?
Chilling. Big chilling. Tyler Perry picked him up from the airport.
Oh. You serious?
Yeah.
That's fact, actually.
Oh my
Yeah.
god! Oh god! Here comes the movie.
Tyler Perry picked him up from the airport.
Tyler Perry will make a movie in a week and put it on
coming.
Netflix.
It's coming.
Medea meets the
Lifetime.
crown.
Yeah.
Medea meets the crown.
Oh, BET or
Oh, man.
Lifetime.
Yeah.
He does have a BET Plus deal. So a lot of his productions
Oh my God.
go straight to BET Plus.
He has a whole studio in Atlanta. Like,
Cake.
the
I
whole-
fuck, honestly, I
Straight
fuck, I
cake,
fuck
bro.
with his presence in the film industry,
Yeah.
but none of his movies like are good to me.
Yeah.
None of them.
I'm not. I liked him when he was still a DVD I picked up at the barbershop when he was still doing theater stuff.
But
that
what
was
was
cool.
he doing that?
It's called I Could Do Bad by Myself.
Yep.
I seen that one in high school.
Yep.
That
Shout
was fire.
That was good. But once it got beyond that, it's almost like it became a parody of itself.
Once you seen Shamar Moore with dreads and a gangster, then it was a rap.
I know
That's
he had
over.
a cornrow wig.
Cornrows.
Yeah. No, and then there's always like it's just trauma.
My bad.
Trauma like on black women are like the worst black
knows how to
culture
tap into
stories.
that,
Yeah,
he
he
knows how to
does.
tap
Like
into it. I'm
a
over
guy
it.
who was accused of rape, but he's not really a rapist.
I'm good.
But but he's a rapist. We're gonna say he's a rapist, and then he's trying to raise his 3 girls, but his 3 girls' baby mama is dating the local drug dealer, and then he's also fucking his lawyer pro bono. You know what I'm saying? Like
man.
trash
I'm
his
good,
story. Remember
yeah.
when he gave man, what was that
I
movie?
don't know,
When
man.
he-
Janet, I know
he
what you're
gave
talking
Janet
about.
Jackson
yeah,
AIDS.
I know, yeah.
And he threw them babies out the window.
That's wild. See,
And my
that's
thing
wild
about
story.
that was the movie for Colored Girls. And if you I read the book for Colored Girls when I was in high school, and it ain't nothing like that movie. He literally bought the rights to the movie. He Franklin'd it. He bought the rights to it. Said, "Fuck this story. I'm about to write my own story," and made it the worst traumatic story. You
Like
could think
like
of.
Aguilar, he was throwing babies out the window. Like it was going down like that.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the dude who played Ricky in Barbershop, he threw the babies
Yeah.
out the window because he was mad. What'd you say,
Okay.
Alec? What was that?
He's talking about
Aguilar,
Nelson
that's
Aguilar.
Um,
It's a
It's a football
joke.
reference.
see, what's cracking in the sports world right now? I'm in the music world. I'm not.
It's in the off season. We don't gotta talk about sports
Yeah,
right now.
it's not.
It's on a plateau right now. We
Yeah?
good. Yeah, we good.
I mean, so y'all just.
Nah,
like-
All-Star Weekend. So
That's
All-Star
what I
break.
say. All Star Weekends like.
And
the
I'll put it
sports
like this.
shit
I'll
right
boil
now.
it down to this: the Nets are loading up to fucking go against the Lakers. That's what it's coming down to.
Yeah, I
They
saw
just
the super
signed Blake.
team.
They just
Blake
signed
went over there.
Griffin,
Yeah.
and they're loading the fuck up. And I think they're going to the finals. It's gonna be
Yeah?
Lakers Nets in the final. That's my prediction.
Is Kevin Durant's over there too, right? Okay.
Them
I saw that.
Them
meme.
niggas stay hurt though. Like Kevin
I
Durant's
know.
hurt right now, and like he can't play. But
Yeah, all of them have been set down for a while. I wasn't
Kyrie's in
Kyrie
and
was
out.
set down.
Kyrie's in and out the lineup, and
Blake
James
was
Harden.
hurt too, wasn't
Blake, I don't know what's going
Been
on with
hurt.
Blake, man.
Yeah.
He's in Detroit, like in no man's land, just fucking.
He's on Brooklyn now.
he? Yeah,
I know, but
he's more popping in commercials than I see him like any
I
highlights.
don't
Him
even see him
actually
in
playing.
commercials no more.
Who's like the main? I feel like that's the thing about once you get like the big like Chris Paul with the All State and stuff like that. Like there's certain dudes that are just like the guys in the league, even though they're not that impactful as a player. There's many people who get those kind of deals.
Bronze to the face.
Kuzma's been
bronze
on
to
that
the face
wave
of the league.
lately.
Yeah.
Like,
Kuzma's
because
getting
Kuzma's
popular.
like pretty average. Like, but he be having a lot of. I be seeing him in commercials on the TV. Like, he's a fucking superstar. Like,
Well,
a
he's an
pretty boy.
influencer. He's an influencer on
Yeah.
IG now. So, like,
but that's what he was saying.
yeah.
Like, someone who's just don't really is not like a superstar that be having those deals like that. I would
Yeah.
say Kuzma,
Speaking of,
but that's LA, you know.
of
That's
sports.
the part being a Laker. I mean, you're a Laker. You're already in.
Speaking
Let's
of
talk
sports,
about this Nike shit.
Oh
You
yeah,
remember
Yeah,
that
that's what I was about to
fucking, all right, if you don't know the fucking story, there was a former vice president and general manager for Nike North America. Her name was Ann Herbert.
Mhm.
So her son, Joe Herbert, he started a business, a resale business called West Coast Streetwear.
basic
So-
ass name.
Yeah. So what he did was I don't know if he stole his mom's credit card, but supposedly she didn't know.
Mm.
And he bought like all these exclusive Nikes and Jordans.
on
It was
discount.
on discount and was
Oh, because
reselling
her
them.
card
Nike
you get a
discount,
She
yeah.
would get the
that's
friends
some-
and families discount.
Wow.
And he was hoarding all this product and was just like reselling this shit like at 400% markup.
Damn.
And she had to step down. She was forced to step down. Even like you're either too stupid or you're like in on the shit. You know what I mean?
That's
So
the only
she
way
had
it's
to
gonna
step
go.
down.
Yeah.
I personally think she knew what the fuck was going on. He made like $600,000 in a month.
Yeah.
And then he went on Bloomberg and was like talking about it, tried to remain anonymous, but they just matched up the last
On
names. Like, hold
Bloomberg?
up.
What
Like,
What are you talking
like,
about? That's just
the resale game is like, it's a to me, it's a sickness. Like I'm about to be on some old nigga shit, but I remember back in my day, you had to line up for these Jordans and these exclusive shit. Like 4 a.m, bro. Like I had to be in line to be able to fucking cop this shit. And now it's like nothing but bots and just fucking a bunch of dorks, just fucking.
Cause that's how it is. That's how the shoe game is now. Like when you're doing
it.
shit on.
You got to win a raffle to buy shit at at cost, or you're paying like $300 and up.
Yeah.
For like something that's normally $150.
Like how often are you grabbing something off like Sneaker X for like
StockX.
or stock? That's what I mean for StockX at the price that is shown. For
Honestly, I'll be honest, and I'm ashamed of it, but the last like 10 pairs of shoes I bought have been resale shoes because I don't win raffles. It's a fucking scam, nigga.
Yeah.
Like that shit is a big fucking scam.
The homie got
I
a
don't
box of
win
Legos
raffles.
one time. He
box
said
of
a box of Legos. He said that
Milk
they
them.
run the raffle and then they mailed bro a shoe box full of Legos.
them.
Got his ass.
That's all right. That's cool. Like,
That's fade. I'm gonna need
Yeah.
that.
That's
I'm gonna need that
something
return
else.
address.
what are you gonna do?
Yeah, exactly. What can you do?
What can you do?
What can you do? You paid
Everything's online
anonymous
right now,
page
yeah.
who posted a pair of shoes that you like, saying like, "Oh, enter this raffle for $50," and you entered it twice. You win and you get a box of Legos. Who you gonna take it up with?
Can't take it
Oh,
over.
man.
Can't do nothing.
Yeah.
You gotta
Man, take
gonna
the
bite the
L.
bullet.
I've been thinking that whole shoe game is just
It's fucking rigged.
yeah,
man.
it's
The whole
just
shit's rigged, dog.
it's
What the fuck?
janky like in general. Like it's
Well,
like,
I personally feel like the brands that are like being sold at this resale, they're in on this shit. They're making
No,
it
yeah,
seem,
definitely.
They're making it seem like these shoes are
or
scarce.
the wholesalers that buy them, they're in on it.
Oh,
they're
off top, yeah.
oh, I own this shop, blah blah blah. Order 30, put a couple, then the rest are on freaking eBay.
Yeah,
like,
like-
why are you gonna put them out on your sell floor if you could put them on eBay for 400? Why are you gonna put them on the floor for 150? You know,
Disgusting.
just be like, oh, we sold out. Then they just go straight to the,
Yeah.
like it's been a
No
scam,
cap,
bro.
all capitalism, baby. That's what I'm saying. This
I
is
used to work at
America. That's
Active,
what
bro.
you
They used to do that
Hey,
shit too, bro.
Milk or get milked. That's
Yeah,
what
that's
People,
rule
I used to
number
know fools, they
one.
would just straight up cop shit. It would come off the fucking truck. They'll fucking buy a few,
Yeah.
and literally just with discount, go home like with 4 shoes, and then just go sell that shit on eBay. Like they working right there. Like
Yeah,
That
I'm
is a
not
job.
hating. Like I'm
Yeah.
not hating on this shit, but I just see it like for what the fuck
yeah,
it
you
is.
could,
you know
yeah,
what
no,
I mean?
yeah.
Like,
It's, I don't think it's good. I think it's whack. Like always
and I
thought
think
that shit-
Nike's in on this shit personally. Like I think they realized
is a clear
like, a couple
testament of
years.
them being in
I
on
think
it.
they realized a couple years ago, like, hold up, like if we mass produce these products and make people feel like they've already been bought, like they'll pay fucking like twice as much for them.
But it's almost also the same as like the whole Madden 2K effect. Like if people just stop buying into it, but they never will. They already every
Yeah, no,
time
yeah.
people
Because
will
there's a culture
always
around it.
they'll always buy into it.
For sure.
Like
You want to be the first nigga with the shit, with the first nigga with the
Yeah,
shoes,
yeah.
first nigga with the game. That's what it comes down to.
yeah.
Yeah.
The same thing too with the cell phones. It's the same effect. Like this phone, your iPhone does the same thing as the one that comes out this year. The one that came out 2 years is almost the same shit. All they're selling you is a new camera. That's
Yeah.
it. A new design. But somebody always wants the newest new. So there's always
Just say they have it.
there's always gonna be the consumer. Like, and they're always gonna be able to just put stupid prices because why? There's always gonna be more people that are gonna say yes to buy it.
But
than
at least
that
you
are
could
gonna
buy
say no.
that shit at cost though, man. The problem
Yeah,
with like
yeah,
Nike
the shoe,
is
yeah,
just,
yeah.
like
But already,
the
though,
shoes
the
are like
cost is-
170 and they're selling them for fucking $300.
But it's like people are choosing though as well because with the games or something or a phone, like it's same thing. You could go buy a different colorway, but it's like, no, I need this color so bad. Like when you could literally go buy like so many
That's
other
true.
colors, like
Yeah, true.
but they need this color because it's the new one
It's
that's
the
coming.
popular
Like
color,
it's people psychologically like they're playing themselves at the same time. Like
Yeah, I feel that.
and there's so many shoes, brands, and shoes that you could wear. Like, why do you need the ones that are fucking overpriced? Like, I never got that. Like, I have paid like over $100 for shoes, but like it's been a handful of times. Most of the time, I'm always just like looking for sale section or
Yeah.
like Vans
Yeah, facts.
or whatever. Like, unless it's something that I really want. But there's so many options out there that it's like, why do you need to like buy like some commercialized like?
Because some people don't dress themselves in the sense of dressing themselves and picking the thing that's their favorite color. They dress themselves off what they see,
That's
the people
true.
that
People
they like.
don't know what they like. People,
Yeah.
honestly, a
People
lot of people don't know what they
Yeah,
like. They have to
yeah,
look at other
yeah.
people. But personally, like, I grew up in this shit, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I've been buying Jordans since I was, like, in fucking
Yeah.
middle school. So, like, to see, like, what it's turned into, it's like, I'm not, like, no fucking purist or no gatekeeper or nothing like that, but, like, I can't buy shit I got the money for right now. Like, it's, like, fucking stupid as shit. Like, what am I
Yeah.
supposed to do?
I mean, you can't fight the culture. That's the nature of the culture itself. It was the same way when it was in the streets.
But it's
and
being
on the
controlled by
internet now.
people that don't give a fuck about the culture. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? They're just like,
Yeah.
okay, I could get like,
Yeah.
but like for real, get your money, man. Like honestly, get your money. But at the same time, like,
Yeah, it's America. Rule number one: you either be the milker or get milked. So
that's it.
that's
Yeah,
basically
there
what it
we
comes
go.
down to. Either you selling the shoes or nigga, you're buying them. So
yeah.
you know, and if you can't buy them, you're broke. And
Or you gotta
that's
be
just
an
what it is.
insider
Yeah.
doing some
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, that's what I mean, and that's just another example of just like somebody trying to finesse the system from
But
inside
the whole
system.
streetwear game, man, that shit is.
Yeah, that shit started a while ago.
It's just keeping up with the Joneses. Everybody's trying to do just the visual, seeing people lined up outside the store
Yeah.
for the same exact shoe. I'm gonna be wearing the same thing as you. That's just wild. Just to put yourself in that position. I don't know.
That's the part of the consumer market, though. Like you make people consumers.
Yeah.
You make them. You market it in a way of like you'll be better
Supply
for
and demand,
having
yeah.
it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you'll get more bitches if you wear the shoes that the same niggas that she's fucking wear. Like, it's like,
You
but
might
that's
get more bitches though.
I mean, you
That's
might.
possible.
That's how bitches work. So, nonetheless, like that's why you got women who are on their way to Atlanta right now. They don't got a pass to nothing. They don't know a basketball
'Cause
player or
of
nothing. They out there on a wish and a dream for the vibe. They want to do what everybody else is doing.
It's always
Yeah.
gonna be somebody falling more. A majority of people falling into the trap because the majority of Americans are stupid. That's why.
That's fair.
we're outnumbered by idiots, bro. There's always gonna be idiots that are gonna fall into these traps, like, and then
Yeah.
that's how they keep going on. Like, there's never gonna be some person that's smart enough to say, "Hey, just stop doing that," or like, there's gonna be like, no, because they're like everyone's just so caught up in everything, like all the distractions. Like, there's more people that get caught into it than people that are like, don't look at that, you know. And then sometimes it's like the guy that's trying to say, don't look at that. It's like, well, shut up, you're lame. Like you know, like.
Yeah, how do you beat that? I mean, it's that crowd mentality of like when you could be the one guy or four guys who are making sense, but if the whole crowd is like, shut up, you know,
just
like,
gotta let them
"Ooh,
have
shut up."
it.
Yeah,
Let
you
them have
gotta
it.
just
You gotta let them
yeah.
have it. It's not worth it.
It's
Like,
not worth the energy to stop.
it's not worth trying to like change people, especially over something like that. It's not hurting me that people are doing that, you know? So why spend your time trying to like stop them? Like,
Yeah, I feel like that applies to anything that
Yeah.
is within the range of crowd mentality, from the COVID shit to
Yeah, the
whatever. Like,
politics.
I guess that's
shit.
one of the downfalls of the internet, though, is because like that groupthink. You know,
Yeah.
once like a common thought process is like taking hold, it's like everybody, you're either going against the grain or you're gonna get met with backlash.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean, you present an opposing thought, and like people are gonna be on your fucking comments, just like talking mad shit. Like,
Yeah.
what can you do?
Yeah.
and we talked about that in the last episode. Just like that becomes a personality trait in general. Like,
Oh yeah, yeah.
some people are so opinionated because there's so many opinions flying around,
Yeah.
but it becomes all that they can talk about. It's all.
Well,
that they
it goes
can be
both
about.
ways because you have people that are like naturally just contrarians. Like if somebody's
Yeah,
like
that-
thinking
that
one thing,
shit's
they just want to
annoying.
Oh,
say
you
the
like that?
opposite. I
I'm,
fucking
I'm
hate
anti
them
that,
niggas,
bro. That's
Oh
lame.
my god, yeah, I hate them.
I don't like that. It's too popular. I don't like it. It's lame.
Fuck that.
Like, what do you like? You know what I'm saying? It does come down to
I
that.
like things that piss you off.
I like what people don't like.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with music though too. Like people, will appreciate an artist, they'll like it, but once everybody likes them,
I feel like a lot of
I
people
can't
are
like
like that
him
with
anymore.
Drake. Like the fact that a lot of motherfuckers,
Yeah.
like,
that's why Drake got the Drake hate when he dropped,
Yeah.
because everybody knows that Drake's been controlling this shit since 2009. It's 2020. It's 2020 now. Or it's 2021 now.
bro.
And when Drake drops, everyone's gonna clamor to it. So everyone's gonna have an opinion on it. Everyone's gonna feel like they're valid to their opinion. But it's
And there's
either
honestly,
you
there's only
like it
like
or
a
you
few.
hate it.
There's only a few artists like that where they drop like a project and then like everyone goes to social media to give their opinion on it.
Yep.
They start to dissect it
Yep.
and compare it to other works that's out there, like Drake, Kendrick. I guess J. Cole's like that too. They
You
just-
say he is like that. You just
He's
saying it
like
like that because you don't like him.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Another one of those same exact situations. Speaking of, I think we almost had our limb. I already added off top. Drake is being added to the playlist.
Mhm.
What else you guys adding to the playlist
I got
this week?
something.
Well, the one it's already on there, but the one I was fucking with was that Currency with Larry June.
Yeah, hey, Currency, and for those that know, we opened up for Currency as a group. I think like 3 or 4 times. And we were always big Jet Life fans, all of us. Shout out to Jaime and Preem too. They're hugely influenced by Currency. My boy Vince is literally wearing a Jet Life hoodie right now. So shout out to Currency in that sense. But that was one of the best projects for him because he's such an active worker there are times where I'm just like, oh, okay, it's another Currency project. Currency gonna do what Currency do. But this project reminded me of like the early 2000s when he was on that run, Covert Coupe and the
New
Verde
Jet City?
Terrace energy. He's even saying that on the project. He's like, yeah, I had to take it back to my old energy.
Yeah.
The da-da-da-da-da-das and the
Yeah.
shit that he used to do. Like
I fuck with this.
he really got back into that bag. And this project, that song with Larry June too is a testament of that. Like
Fire.
he running it up. So yeah, definitely that's a I'm probably gonna be adding more songs from that project too.
I seen some of the
playlist.
jokes from there. It like had a dude like with like with a button-up shirt, and then he had like a rack of shirts with the same shirt, and it was like Currency's current album, Currency's
Yeah.
Real shit. But that's what I'm saying. I mean,
It's the
he
formula,
gotta
it
get his
works.
money. He has to get his money, but I feel like you gotta be smart enough too, like when you're in that space, to be like, you know, it's like buying a bunch of shoes. Like, I got all these shoes. These are the ones I'm a bust just because I gotta walk every day. But when it's time to run, I'm putting on these motherfuckers. You feel me? And that's what this album is. Like, I feel like he really ran it up with
Like
this one.
Dr. Dre's Air Forces.
Yeah. This is, oh yeah,
That
right.
has,
Yeah.
like a wall of just white Air Forces.
Yeah.
It was the
That's
same
it.
shit every day.
It is.
Okay.
Definitely. That's definitely getting added to the playlist. What else y'all? what else
I'm
you
putting
wanna
off the Yak, and then
add? Off the yak? What's that?
but Young M.A.
Oh, okay. Oh, the joint that you're talking about. Yeah.
and
yeah.
then I wild card. That's this dude. I never even heard of this dude. Named Lancey Fox or whatever. Stilo Flow.
CeeLo Flow.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna have to check it out. We add to the playlist. My ad is gonna be this girl I checked out over the weekend. I mean, off top we already added Drake, but this girl I found, her name is Saint Panther. She's out of like East LA, and she does like this electronic funk type music, super minimal, but really dope. It's like like pitch vocal inflections, kind of like a Frank Ocean, but funky though. Like the way it almost sounds like Zapp and Roger with the, you know what I'm talking about?
With the
Like
auto-tune, original auto-tune.
yes. She has this song called These Days. That's really good. And another song called BOMB. That's the acronym for Back on My Bullshit.
Like it.
It's fire. And the hook.
Anything Parliament, George Clinton.
Oh yeah, you gonna? I'm
that's
telling you,
already
you
my
gonna vibe. You're definitely gonna vibe to it. It's really good. It's really dope. What about you, Kev?
I'll go to Old Faithful. I'll put Young Thug Tomorrow to Infinity.
Tomorrow to Infinity.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Play that at my funeral.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm
don't
gonna tell your
come.
mama you said that. For real. But yeah, man. I think we covered most of the topics
Yeah,
today.
that's week
for
2.
sure. So make sure y'all go ahead and check out the Rad Habits playlist, available on Apple Music right now. We will be updating it weekly, and as new music comes out, we always will be adding new stuff. So make sure you check it out. And if you got any suggestions too on any music that we should be listening to, or any topics that you'd like us to discuss or should be on our radar, add us, shoot us,
Put it in the comments.
Yeah, put it in the comments. Make sure you like and subscribe to this video. Once again, shout out to Productive Culture, empowered by Productive Culture. Couldn't do it without them. And yeah, episode 2.
We out.
We out here.
Yep.